The wild world of the electric push cart has been evolving on what seems like almost a weekly basis, with improved technology, better quality, better value, and an overall more enjoyable user experience, so that when you finally decide to get out of the riding cart and play more of your rounds while walking, you can do it without being distracted and instead being assisted by some really cool technology. Our friends at Stewart Golf are a very well-known brand in the UK and are now making major inroads here in the United States. So in the moments ahead, we're going to take a look at the contents of this box and introduce you to the Q Follow from Stewart Golf, where they are changing the way the world plays golf. Hi friends, Bill Hobson here. Welcome inside the MGL Sim Studio. We won't be here for the duration of the video, but we'll start things indoors before moving outdoors. Why? And why am I on a knee? Well, because we're doing some groundwork today as we unbox the latest from Stewart Golf, a very popular brand in the UK where walking while you play is pretty much the order of the day. And lately, Stewart Golf and some of the other competitors in the category have been making major inroads here in the States as golfers are beginning more and more often to explore both the performance benefits and the health benefits of leaving behind the riding cart and getting out to walk more. So here we are in this ever-evolving category of the electric push carts, the autonomous, the robot, whatever label you want to apply to it. And the cool news is, the technology keeps getting better and better. The ease of use, the portability, the durability, the stability, and then the overall value of this category in general continues to favor the consumer golfer. Stewart Golf in the UK is the leader in the category, and I cannot wait to break open this box and introduce you, and really introduce myself for the first time ever, to the Q Follow. So let me lay out the groundwork for where we're headed. First, we're going to open up the box and show everything that comes. This has never been cracked open. We're going to show you everything that comes when you order your own Q Follow from Stewart Golf. Then we'll leave the sim. We're going to take it outside. We're going to have some fun with it on a golf course, put it through all the paces, so that by the time this video ends, you'll have a really good feel for whether or not the Stewart Golf Q Follow is right for you. Got it? Good. Let's get to it. We're going to crack open the box together for the first time ever. It's kind of exciting. By the way, this is also the first review video I've ever done on my knees. I may not be able to get up by the time we're done with it. So when we come right in to the box, we see that it is very securely packaged. And as you might expect, we have an owner's manual and some guidance in here. Here is the remote that will become a very important part of our future together. Power supply, charging supplies, and that kind of thing. I'm going to set this off to the side just for a moment as we get our first glimpse of the Q Follow. This striking package. It's kind of funny how portable and how condensed all of these products have become in recent years. This is the Q Follow. And just like that, we've removed literally 2 items from the box. And here we are with the cart. So let's take a closer look at the setup, how quickly it unfolds, how quickly we can fold it back down. We'll open up some of the other boxes and give you an even better feel for what this can bring to your game. Okay, so we start this journey with the folded up compact version of the Q Follow, just like it came out of the box a moment ago. Now, I love to try to figure things out before consulting the directions, so let's see if we can make that happen. I've never claimed to be the world's foremost assembler of things. Some assembly required might be the 3 words that give me the most anxiety. Let's see if we can get through this together, because as I mentioned, the innovation and the user friendliness has come so far in just the last couple of years. So we'll put it down on the front. We know that we want to get this handle up. That handle comes up with a release, I think right here. There's a nice button to push. Clicks into place. We can pull it back. That's clicked into place. That was pretty quick. And now we know these front wheels need to come out. And here is a tab underneath that you can hit, snap those out, and now you have your bag assembly cords. You have a battery right here. Now, we haven't charged the battery yet, but this is where it sits. So there's a really convenient release button for the battery, and this is it. The batteries come in both 18 and 36 hole versions. We will give this a full charge, obviously, before we head out to demonstrate the cart on the golf course, but this is where it sits in, and it couldn't be an easier fit into this slot so that when you're ready to go and play, she's in. When you turn everything on and connect to the remote, you're ready to go. So we've set it up. Now let's take a look. This is only my first time, so let's see how quickly we can fold it back up as if we're done with our round. We're going to tuck the front wheels under. There's a release pressure point right here on the back of the handle. There's the same thing for up top here. We tuck that back in, and you even have a nice carrying grip handle right there to transport this back to your car. Well, I was really hoping to do all this without needing to consult the instructions. So far, so good. So what we'll do now is stop down, charge up the battery, and rejoin you outside on green grass at an actual golf course where we can start to put the Stewart Q Follow through its paces. This unit is really designed best for a cart bag. If you have a stand bag, it's going to be tough because the legs tend to get in the way. Thank you to Stewart for sending me their newest bag, which is kind of a hybrid. So the legs sit a little bit lower. We'll have a link to this so you can get more information about this particular bag if you don't have one that would fit well on here. And the reason that it fits better is because there's a little wider point up top that connects directly into the cart. And then we have a couple of rubber straps. The concept here is pretty simple. We just have kind of a ratcheted system of rubber right here. We can tuck that in down on the other end. And then down below, rubber cable that just kind of comes up over that thick base. And now we're really in very secure, good shape, which is good because we're going to be making a lot of rather quick turns, as you can tell. When you get moving with this Stewart Q Follow, yes, you can set different speeds, but I kind of wanted to show you right off the bat that there's some aggressive movement taking place, and so it's important to have your bag securely fastened in there. Now, one important feature for you to note before we take it out onto the course. On the back here, little safety kickstand. Why is that important? Well, watch this as I take off. See, right at takeoff, because it's got such a robust power source to it, it takes off, it kind of leans backwards a little bit at the very beginning. And so those wheels, extra important. The same will be true for when we try to go up a pretty steep hill. One of the first questions I get from anybody whenever we talk about the world of electric push carts is how does it do on hills? Well, let's give you a little look. We'll dig into the remote functions and the follow me mode here in just a couple moments. But first, on the remote, we've got 4 directionals. We've got forward, back, right, and left. Pretty easy. It's all under a protective silicone case. There's an immediate stop button. There's a glide stop button. And then there's the follow me mode. Everything else is kind of customizability. You can put your own speeds and functions in. But let me take it now up this hill right in front of us. And we'll give you a little feel for how well it handles. See how it leans back on those wheels. We'll take her up the hill. We're going to go right a little bit. Now she's doing a pretty good wheelie right there. Leaning back on that back wheel. I'll stop it up top. I'm going to turn it around. We'll bring it right back towards us. We're going to go kind of slow. So whether you have this in follow mode or whether you're using it in remote control mode, it's a pretty good indicator of how well it handles the hills. So as we come back down the hill, earlier I had hit the red immediate stop sign button on the remote. Let me hit the glide stop so you can see that there is a smoother option for coming to a halt. That's actually the mode that I would prefer. There are a lot of quick, decisive movements by the Q Follow, so be ready. When you tell it to turn, it's going to turn, and it's going to turn fairly quickly. Now, having said that, whenever you're using it in remote mode and maybe you're sending it on ahead of your location, don't try to thread a lot of really tight needles. I don't think you want to take your bag and your new cart through a very narrow bridge opening, because we don't want to have that little adjustment take place where all of a sudden it ends up in the water. But in the meantime, I'm going to take it down this way. You can kind of watch it go away from us. And as I hold down the top forward button, the longer I hold it, the faster the cart goes. I gave you a little bit of a taste of the remote control mode where you can literally send the Q follow anywhere you want it to go, but it's called the Q follow for a reason, because of course it has a follow me mode. Now on the remote, there is a button that says follow. After you hit that button, you just put this thing on your back pocket or on your belt, and you are off and ready to go, able to walk at your own pace. Now, it seems like every electric push cart has its own characteristics when it comes to the follow mode. In the case of the Stewart Q follow, you know, it's going to stop when I stop, which I really like, and I'm going to stop because I have a shot to hit, right? Well, this device creates kind of a halo, a pause halo, that if I step inside of it, it's no longer going to take my knees out or run over my ankle. And I can actually remove the remote, and I can set it somewhere up here on the handle or somewhere nearby. There's actually a clip up here, and I can now go through my entire routine as if I were going to hit a shot. I can get my rangefinder out. I can get everything taken care of. I got the ball, I got the club. I can go through the whole process of hitting the shot. And then, when I'm done with that, I simply grab the remote, put it back on my belt, and I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to tell it again that we're going to go back into follow mode. So, important to note, I didn't have to stop it, and I didn't have to restart it. And when I get up inside of about a 4-foot halo, it knows that I'm in the, I guess, the shot mode, the proximity mode, and it's going to stop moving. Now, a couple of thoughts. I'm going to keep walking and talking as we show off some of the follow mode. We'll go back up over these hills over here and show you that it can go up the hills just like it did in remote mode. Another kind of word of, I don't know if caution's the right word, but just information. In follow mode, as you can see, it's following this device on my back pocket as we want it to. We still don't want to try to thread a narrow opening in follow mode. It's very stable on the hills. It's very good at sticking behind me, but if I were coming up to a bridge or if I were going through a very narrow opening, I just wouldn't want to risk having it run into something. There are not obstacle avoidance sensors built into this. Some carts have that, some don't. What I love the most about the Q follow is that I don't have to keep telling it, pause, start, pause, start. I stop to hit my shot. I do have to take this off while I'm doing all that so it doesn't keep moving around with me. But I can go through that whole process. It will remain active. I just put this back on my belt and it's ready to go no matter which direction I'm going to go. One of the coolest features here of the Q follow is the readiness factor. When you're ready to go, it's ready to go. And as you can tell, it follows at a comfortable pace. I'm not going to do a lot of sprinting out here, but if I pick up my pace and I start walking real fast, it's going to come right along with me. Very reliable, very smooth, and then it stops without running me over. There's another version of a cart like this that's actually kind of the most expensive in the entire genre. But if you stop too quickly, you're going to be left with some tire marks on the back of your calves. I like the fact that this senses me stopping, and now it's going to wait for me to do my thing to hit my shot. By the way, if I want to take it out of follow mode, I just hit that green button again, and now I'm ready to go back in remote mode. Why would I do that? Well, let's say it follows me all the way up to the edge of the green, and the next tee box is 70 yards over that way. I can just send it on that way. I can guide it to head over towards my next tee box. Of course, you want to watch it while you're doing that. But when it gets over there, I'm going to glide it to a stop. So let me bring it back this way and we'll wrap things up here with the Q follow from Stewart Golf. And again, remember the bag. The bag in this case is a hybrid cart bag and stand bag. You definitely want to have at least a cart option on your bag because that's how it fits best. Now we'll glide to a stop nice and gently. just a couple final notes as you consider the Q-Follow. Some things that I really like, we've already demonstrated. I love to have the variable speeds of remote mode. I love that it follows me without me having to tell it to start and to stop. I really like the battery power, being able to go up to 36 holes between charges. A couple things that I kind of wish were different. I do wish that it was more compatible with a carry bag, because so many people who walk already have carry bags. If you're a big walker in this game, it's less likely that you'll have a cart bag because you don't want to use a cart. But that's what fits best on here. Over here, this is kind of a silly little matter of preference. On some of the other carts, there's a deeper well here to store things. Here we have the scorecard well, but that's about it. You're not going to put your keys in there. You're definitely not going to put your phone in there. They do have attachments available that will go on these knobs, an umbrella attachment that would come in here where you can mount your phone, cup holders, and all sorts of things. My recommendation would be that if you decide to pick up this cart, grab the accessories as well so that you have a place for your cup, that you have a place for your phone, and all those different little things that we're so used to having with us while we play. And make sure that you use promo code MGL25 when you pick up a Q-Follow from Stewart Golf, or really anything that they offer, including this hybrid cart and stand bag. We can save you a few bucks along the way. Thanks for watching, and happy walking while you play.